Hi everyone, I'm Janeisha Ginyard, Emmy-nominated actress and stuntwoman, and I just want to say thank you so much for having me, Reading High School. I'm very excited to be here. I just want to share a little bit about my journey, how I've navigated through this Hollywood industry, and hopefully that provides you with some type of inspiration, encouragement, and motivation to continue to do what you set out to do in this world. So, without further ado, I will start this amazing slideshow that I put together, aka via PowerPoint, with some videos and pictures and some narration by yours truly. Thanks. So, as stated, Janeisha Ginyard, Emmy-nominated actress, stuntwoman, and professional wrestler. And I want to show you some of my work, so I've combined some of my acting and some of my action and stunts reels, and I put them together for you, so here you go.
Miss Chen was here in the ambulance bay.
You sure it's the same woman you treated this morning?
I wasn't sure at first, but then I realized it was her. She couldn't have gotten far. There's so many places to hide out here. She's probably right in front of our faces.
Units 13 and 25, fan out and search. Suspect is unarmed, non-violent. No need to alarm too many people yet.
She received additional treatment at Grace Sloan. I don't have details.
I think you've given us everything you can. We'll take it from here. Negative on our perimeter search, head inside.
Oh, you're going in?
LAPD, drop the gun! Drop it!
Drop the gun.
Drop the weapon! Hands are on!
Get down.
On the ground! We're clear! Let's go!
Don't move. Hands. Let me see your hands.
Clear! Gotta go this way!
Secure the suspect. Mr. Collins, we have a warrant for your arrest. Bag the contraband. Folks, it's your lucky day. As long as no one else here has a felony warrant on them, we're only gonna need statements from you, then you can go. Officers?
Are we sure this is everyone?
Whoa, don't shoot. Hey. Hey.
Why am I not surprised?
What's going on here?
Ryan, it's good to see you.
You know this guy?
Yeah. It's my dad.
Tiffany Williams, you're under arrest!
Vibranium secured.
Well done, my king.
We like to save a few bucks when we can.
I mean, I can't afford costly repairs, so I get the family involved.
Get a great car at drive time.
Approved, approved, approved.
Back! Look at that drop kick!
Air.
Every second, someone presses this button.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this. Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, up, dip, boom. Hand down. One hand, up. No. I could eat. Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Awesome. So I hope, oh, thank you. You can clap. We're live, so I have a studio audience in here, so thank you. I feel the love. I feel the love. So that was just like a compilation of not all of my work, but some of it, and I just included the newly released Jersey Mike's commercial that I did with Danny DeVito. So, but as you've seen, I've been set on fire. I've acted with some of the best, you know, on some of the biggest networks, NBC, ABC, but I don't think it's by accident that I'm here for you guys' Violence Prevention Week, because I have navigated my way to Hollywood and been very successful at it, and my path did not include anything that dealt with violence. So I hope that alone inspires you guys through what I have to say, knowing that that does not need to be in your journey, a part of your life, and that does not equal success. So next slide. But before I get there, I want to know with my studio audience, who knows what violence is? What's violence? Anyone? Does anyone know what violence is? Please don't be shy. Raise your hands. Bad. It's bad. Correct. They said violence is bad. Yes, violence is bad. Violence, behavior involving physical force intended to hurt, damage, or kill someone or something. Okay? And there are different types of violence. Okay? There's physical violence, gender-based violence, gun violence, domestic violence, economic violence, terrorism, which is like violence against civilians. So all these different types of violence that is not good, like what he said, bad. And don't be confused. Violence can be used together. Multiple types of violence can be used at the same time. And I put an example here. An abuser may actually use physical violence a few times and then use verbal violence and threats to keep the victim that is being abused under control. So now that we know what that is very bad. All different types of violence, bad, bad, bad. But I'm gonna show you guys that you can all have a life and career and navigate without violence. So again, all of you can have futures without violence. You're all destined for greatness. And when I think of greatness, I don't think of violence. And so I just want you guys to understand that. Students, the audience, does this make sense? Yeah. Okay, okay, thanks, all right. So again, all of you can have futures without violence. And so let me start. But if you want to fight for something, then you fight for your life. And I'm going to give you a little bit of wisdom on how to do that. I wish you guys could see this slide because it's so cool. It literally says, fight for your life, warrior wisdom. Like how I did that? Yeah, it's a play. Awesome. So yeah, so let's talk about the real fight, right? Being adamant, persistent, determined to reach your goals. That's the type of fight we're talking about, okay, people? Students, so I'll navigate you through my humble beginnings. So I have a twin sister. She's 3 minutes older, 5 inches taller, and everything that she had was pink, everything I had was purple. But like many of you students, when you're little, you start developing like ideas. Maybe you might have some things that you show interest in or kind of navigate to. For me, it was sports. So I did track and field and I did volleyball. That's kind of how my childhood was. I was very involved in sports. And then along the way, I actually started developing a passion for sports commentating. I would sit in front of the sit in front of the TV with my brother and my mom, and I would literally recite different plays from football to basketball. I was literally going to be the next Pam Oliver or Bob Costas. Like that was my career path that I wanted to pursue at the age of like 8 years old. And I'm sure some of you out there at 8 or 9 was like, I want to do basketball or I want to be a musician or whatever it is. You're going to see through this journey I take you on that it's okay to change your mind, it's okay to be open, and it's okay to be ready to receive other opportunities that come from you based on what you wanted to do when you were early on as a child. And you'll see how everything kind of aligns with each other. Because me at 6, 7, 8 years old, being in sports and athletics and wanting to do commentating played a part in this journey of why I'm actually sitting here talking to you guys today. So here's some more. Again, I was very active in school too. So I know I'm speaking to a lot of creatives. A lot of you have interest in the film and television industry, whether it be in front of the camera, behind the camera. I know some of you are athletes, you are aspiring doctors. Like everyone I'm talking to right now is destined for greatness, whatever the career passion, whether you want to be a police officer or a firefighter. Somewhere along the way, you've developed some interest and passions that kind of like spark in you or whatever. So for me, it was athletics. And as you see, I was very active. I was editor-in-chief of my high school newspaper. I was the sports editor. I graduated with high honors. I did track and field. I was CIF champion of the hurdles in high school. I was Miss Gar. My school was called Gar High School. I was Miss Gar High School. I don't know if you guys do that in Reading. If you guys have like a Mr. or a Mrs. of the school. Do you guys do that? Yeah. Oh, you guys do that? Okay. Yeah, so I think it's really cool. So I'm probably talking to one of the future Mr. and Mrs. Reading High School on there. So again, from high school, I graduated and went to college. I went to UC Berkeley when it was the Pac-10, Go Bears, and continued my outgoing, creative personality. I stayed very active. I was on the track and field team. I also started doing radio. So remember when I said I was like 8 years old and said, oh, I want to be like a sports commentator and stuff like that? Well, I started doing that in college. I was on KMEL, Wild 94.9, 106 KMEL, which are now iHeart radio stations, but they used to be a part of Clear Channel San Francisco. I did some field reporting for the Golden State Warriors and San Francisco 49ers. I would interview a lot of athletes, comedians, all of that. So I'm just saying that there are things that you guys have interest and passion in that you have no idea where they might pop up along the way in your career path. You know, you guys are freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. I could be talking to a sophomore right now, and then you can be interning with the news station next year. So you just be ready to receive the greatness that is going to come to you. I just want you guys to know that, because it will come. The greatness will come. So after all of that, the college, I went on and became a U.S. national bobsledder with the U.S. national team. Some of you are like, bobsledding? Okay, so most of you probably only know bobsledding through Cool Runnings. Let's go ahead and say it right now. It's Cool Runnings. Yes, I fell victim to the trap. I am Jamaican. Okay, so yes. But believe it or not, I always wanted to do a winter sport. And the winter sport of choice that I wanted to do was actually speed skating. I grew up doing a lot of rollerblading. But in college, my mom was not having that, because I was in college as a freshman and the closest facility was like over like an hour or 2 hours away, and that wasn't happening. But I did share my interest in doing bobsledding with my strength and conditioning coach at the time. She looked up research, found U.S. practice facilities. Next thing you know, she was gone. I had no strength and conditioning coach. She went on and started working with the U.S. national team. Fast forward, they contact her and say, hey, we need a brakeman. We need a brakeman for the national team. We're getting ready for America's Cup. And she said, well, I can't do it. I just had a baby. She's like, but I know the perfect person who can. She's the one who actually got me into it. She told me as a freshman that she was interested in doing bobsledding. And sure enough, next thing you know, I was shipped off to Canada, right there in Calgary, and I was on the U.S. national bobsled team. So something that I had kind of put into the universe as a freshman came back around like 5 years later. So you guys just never know where your life will go. But you have to be very careful of what you put out in the universe and what you say. So know that your words do matter and what you say matters, because your brain is hearing it the same way the universe hears it. I told my strength and conditioning coach as a freshman that I wanted to do bobsledding. She did research, looked it up, she left. I was still in school, she left. 4 years later, she's having a kid. They call her back. Hey, we need another brakeman for the national team. This is the U.S. national team. They call her. She says, I can't do it, but I know someone who can. the person who actually sparked the interest in me. So I hope you guys see where I'm going with this. Like, it's very, very important what you put out there. Like, all of you that's listening right now, I want you to just say, I am going to be whatever that is you want to be, because you can do it. You have to believe it. You literally have to believe it. And nowhere in this short 10 slides I've showed you is violence in any of this. It's literally me speaking well and speaking good and speaking life and speaking, I'm going to do this. I know I like athletics. I'm going to be a sports commentator. I'm going to be on the field interviewing athletes. And that's what I did. From 8 years old, I said that. And then I'm interviewing 49ers and Golden State Warriors in college. You guys don't understand the power of your words. And I want you, if you don't do anything else from when I leave today and you turn off your laptops or computers or iPads or whatever, know that your words matter, not only to other people, but to yourself, what you hear yourself say. So now to the hustle and grind. So I'm on the national team, I'm doing bobsledding. I'm like, I don't want to be no Amazon, because, you know, them sleds are about 500 pounds and we were constantly having to like add weight because they're heavy. You're pushing them. And I said, I'm going to do sports modeling. It's literally what I told myself. I'm not going to do bobsledding anymore. I want to do sports modeling. I'm going to model for Nike and all these different athletic brands. I'm going to walk into a store. I'm going to see myself on a picture. And guess what? That's what happened. That's what happened. I did Nike CrossFit ads, Nike soccer, Nike basketball. Never played a day in my life, basketball or soccer. Never. But I was a natural athlete, athletics, track and field growing up, but also my mind power, okay? Mind power, mind control. That's been like a mantra of mine since I've been growing up. You guys, mind power, key. And first of all, you guys, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to say, you know what, I don't want to do that anymore. That's the most honest thing you can do. Hey, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go over here and do this, right? I said, I'm cool with the bobsledding, great. Now I'm on to another thing. Let's level up. I'm still an athlete. I still have the tools. I've done all of this preparation and prep for me to be able to receive what's coming to me. And I said I wanted to do Nike. I said I wanted to do ads, and I want to see myself on billboards, and that's what happened. And so here you see a picture of a campaign that Nike did called Delicious Training. Serena Williams was a part of that launch. Candace Parker, who was a basketball player. And here I am with the name, Lauren Gottlieb in the middle was from So You Think You Can Dance, major choreographer. And we're right here being made caricatures for a Nike ad. So you guys don't limit yourself. So I'm doing all this print, I'm doing all these, commercials and print ads, and then I started doing a lot of acting. My athletics got me into acting. My athletics got me here talking to you guys. And I was always a jock on someone's show or commercial. I got tired of standing in front of the camera just holding kettlebells because I was doing a lot of print ads. So I'm like, you know what, I think I could do stunts too. See where I'm going? Like, you can do whatever you want to do. If I want to be a firefighter, you best believe I'd be the best firefighter on planet Earth. That's just how strong my mind is. That's how much I believe in myself. You guys have to believe in yourself. There is nothing too hard. We're going to talk a little bit as we go down this slide about sacrifice, because there are sacrifices that have to be made in your journey to success. But let me tell you, it's going to be worth it. So I do the Nike stuff, I do the acting, I do all these different things on the shows, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do some stunts too. I'm a natural athlete. But also, when you are making changes and stuff, it's important, like what my mom always told me, be a student of the sport. So whatever it is you want to do the research so you know you can be the best at it. I knew that if I was going to do stunts, I need to know, what do stunt people do, right? So I started doing tumbling, because outside of a cartwheel and a round off, I really did not know anything about gymnastics or tumbling. But I knew if I wanted to do stunts, I better have some air awareness if I'm going to be on a wire, blasted in the sky, thrown into a wall, right? I need to know how to properly roll, because the last thing you want to do is trip and fall and not know how to protect yourself. Okay? So I started doing all this research. I started doing training. So I have a couple of training clips for you guys to see. But this is all a part of the preparation to be great, right? So here's a training video.
Get it done. Flip. Yeah.
I wasn't doing that in track. My feet stayed on the ground. Okay, here's another one. Doing high falls. You know, it's like 30 feet. I literally, when I said I'm gonna do stunts, I had to go out and train. And it's not one day, it's consistent training. It's not, oh, I'm just gonna do that for a day and now I'm a stunt woman. No, it's consistent, you put in the work. The same way I was sharing with our studio audience that I was a, high school champion. I had to put in the work. I was training, I was practicing all the time. Do we have a question?
Yes, we have a question.
Oh, we have a question! I feel like Pee Wee Playhouse. Okay. Yes, question.
This question is coming from Janeisha Soto.
Janeisha Soto has a question.
She actually has 4, but anyway.
There you go. Leveling up, right?
She says, I know you're a professional wrestler. Has someone who aspired you to be one, hopefully relatively soon, is there any advice that you could give her because she wants to be a professional wrestler?
Awesome. Okay. Hey, Janiyah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your question. Yes. So I used to be a professional wrestler. I was, my character's name was Frost, based off my real life experience as a bobsledder. And I wrestled with WOW, Women of Wrestling, which is the largest all-female wrestling promotion in the world, co-owned by Jeannie Buss, which you guys know Jeannie Buss owns the Lakers. So that was my boss lady. The advice that I would say is, 1, work on the mic skills. If there's one thing that wrestling fans love, it's the talking aspect of it, the trash talk, Get that going. I mean, freestyle sometimes with yourself in the mirror. Yeah, you talking to me, crazy boy? Just go wow, go big. They love it. Your fans will love it. And also, see which type of wrestler you want to be. Do you want to be the bad guy, the mean guy, the heel, or the baby face? They call it heel or face, I would say get the talking game up, the trash talk, right? Because people that know wrestling, they're right. That matters. That's a part of your character, and embody it and complete the process, right? So if you say, I want to be this type of wrestler, I want my hair, know what you want your character to be, from the hair down to the type of soul you wear. Because when I was brought in for WOW, true story, they wanted to call me Blade. And I said, absolutely not. I don't want any association with vampires. And they also wanted to have me be a face, which is the sweet kind, the good people. And I was like, no. I can be a heel. I can totally be a heel. They're like, we don't see you as a heel. I was like, trust me. I can be a heel. Call me Frost. They literally said, I had a meeting. It was Jeannie and David McLean, who's also the co-owner. They're like, oh, but Frost, isn't that like bad? I said, no, he said, doesn't that seem too nice? I said, no. Think about when you get frost on your car or like a frostbite. Do you think that's nice? No, you're mad and you're swearing and you're cussing up a storm. I can be a heel. Just call me Frost. I want white in my hair. I want white fur on my boots. I was like, boots with the fur. I was like, I want white boots with the fur, and I want white 2-piece. Like I said, all of this. Guess what I got? All of it. And I even said I wanted a snow effect. Every time I came out in the stadium when we're on tour, I had a snow effect. So if there's one thing I can tell you is what character you want to be, from down to your hair to the sole of your feet. If you want effects, say you want effects. Like, you should know what it is that you want, and you deliver that to them, and then you fight for it. Because I'm like, I can do it. Frost turned out to be one of the most popular characters in WOW, and still to date, I'm the only U.S. national athlete that's ever been in WOW. And people keep asking for Frost. I even said I wanted wings when I came out. Guess what? Someone found silver wings, and when I came out, I opened my wings like this, and snow came down. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Yeah. Did that answer your question?
That does. Her next question is, what was it like to be on the set of Wakanda Forever? What was it like to work with Queen Mura? And did Angela Bassett do her thing?
Okay. Okay. Oh my God. So working on Wakanda, we're jumping here, but I'm gonna answer the question because we'll get to it again. Working on Wakanda Forever was absolutely amazing. I was one of the very few handful of people who actually worked on the first one. So going over to the second one, which is the sequel that you asked about, it was amazing, but it was also, it was this weight that I felt because my king, my Chadwick, wasn't there. And so you felt the void, but I want to say that everyone came together to try to make sure we created let me see, how can I word this? The best movie possible with honoring him and making sure that we did it right. Because not many films lose their main character, their lead, going into a sequel. So this was something that was difficult for a lot, to the point where the script even had to change. So I would say that it was awesome working on it. It was long, but we all pulled together to make sure that we were doing Chad justice. So I will say that it was really cool. And I think we did do him justice at the end. And yes, Queen Mother, Queen Ramonda did her thing. She did her thing. She did her thing.
What advice would you give to aspiring actresses?
Okay, so thank you, Janiyah. Thank you, Janiyah, for asking all the questions now. But advice that I would say to aspiring actresses would be, do some improv, because you'll be surprised how many times you're on set and the director will say, hey, okay, you guys just freestyle, improv. So if you're only trained to just know your lines, well, that probably won't help you in that situation. So for aspiring actresses, I would say, do some improv, work on that too. Because I've gone to auditions and they'll say, oh yeah, we just want you guys to improv in there. You're like, so do improv. And then also I would say that there's power in saying no. A lot of times people will sacrifice morals and their standards because they feel like they have to go along with something that they don't believe in or agree, and that's not the case. You can still be successful. You can still have a prosperous career if you say no to something that just doesn't sit right with you. Don't let anyone make you think that you're gonna lose work or lose a job because you said no. No, there's power in saying no. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Everyone, thank you. Yes, so next slide, here's another training video. So again, I just want to let you guys know I came from a track and field background and volleyball. I did not do any gymnastics, but in my pursuit to doing stunts, I knew that that was something that was kind of big and like a foundation for stunt people, just to have some type of awareness what their body was doing in the air when they're being thrown around or blasted. So you're seeing me doing videos of tumbling, front flips, back handsprings, stuff like that. So here's another video. And y'all see how close that is to the ground, right? Okay, I just want y'all to know.
Recording. There we go.
So this
Bam.
was me rehearsing for the clip that you guys saw in my reel. That was for Zendaya's show, Casey Undercover. When she grabbed my hand and I did the flip, this was one of my rehearsal days for that. And they specifically reached out to me because someone told them that I know how to tumble. The girl who did track and field and volleyball, someone said, Janeisha knows how to tumble, call her for the job. Yeah, and I was doing some rehearsals. So that was literally rehearsal for that Casey Undercover Disney job. And then in the midst of all of this, I also want you guys to know that, because I think I titled this The Middle Hustle and Grind. So I'm training, I'm working out, I'm working sometimes as a background, sometimes as acting on set, and I'm also doing radio. That whole little dream that I had when I was 8 years old saying I wanted to be a sports commentator, I had my own radio show, and then a really famous comedian, Michael Collier, had me come in and do a sports segment on his radio show and called it Sporting with Lady J. So I just want to tell you guys, your words are so powerful, and how you navigate this planet is so important, because the universe will kick back to you exactly what you asked for. It literally, the universe will make things align perfectly with what you set out to do. And if you don't have vision boards, start doing vision boards. I grew up doing vision boards. My mom was very big onto vision boards with me and my twin sister. I still have my vision boards from when I was little. They're really powerful, and it's not about when the vision is accomplished. It's just for you to know that it will be accomplished. And that's where people get confused. They're so busy trying to find out when something's gonna happen. Who cares? It's gonna happen. I didn't know when I would do Nike, but I knew it was gonna happen. Why? Because I said it and I believed it, and I walked as if it was going to happen. I walked as if it was going to happen. And then Nike comes knocking at my door. Not knocking at my door, ringing my phone. But you get the point. The universe will kick back to you what you asked for. So yeah, so here's another video. Now, you guys saw videos of me going forward. You know, I was doing the forward flip. Now here's me going backwards. All of this, girl who did track and field, never did gymnastics. All part of the training, the hustle, and the grind. Yeah, hard work, right? So from there, like I said, hustle and grind. And look, I'm on the field in Miami at Miami Dolphins Stadium with Nnamdi Asomugha, who is also a fellow Cal Golden Bear. We went to college. We went to the same college. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is an NFL photography vest that I'm wearing. Did I say anything about photography in this journey of mine? No. But that day, I was on the field of Miami Stadium where the Oakland Raiders played the Dolphins, and I'm an NFL photographer for a day. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. These are the opportunities that will come to you when you walk in your authority, walk knowing that you are destined for greatness. Only good things are gonna come. They're gonna come. And if there are obstacles, then you get over them. There are little roadblocks, because the road's not gonna be easy. We're gonna talk about sacrifice a little bit along the way, but I just want you guys to know, I'm gonna keep telling you, you're destined for greatness. Things are going to come to you. Receive it, be open. Understand you're a multi-hyphenate. Some of you are writers and directors, basketball players and musicians, firefighters and artists, right? You're not just one thing. Don't let anyone just group you into their box, right? Because I'm at slide 14. I've probably told you about 8 different professions I've had. And I am Jamaican, so we do multiple jobs, okay? But I'm just saying, we're at 14 slides, and I probably showed you like 7 different things I've done. You guys are the same way. So just understand that you can do multiple things and be great at them. You don't have to allow someone to put you in one little box. So yeah, next slide. Professional wrestler. See, Jediah, we were getting to it. So here's my professional wrestling. So this is all a part of that middle hustle, that middle grind, right? I got my wings I was talking about. I was involved with my character from the initiation process, from when they wanted to name me something else that I was like, nah, I don't want to be associated with vampires. I was a U.S. national bobsledder. Let's make a character based off my bobsledding nickname, which was Frost. They didn't, when I tell you they did not think that it would work because they didn't see me being a mean character, it worked. Snow effect, wings, doesn't get any better than that. So here's more pictures. And shout out to Ric Flair, because he was like my favorite wrestler growing up, Nature Boy. Woo! You know it? Nature Boy, okay? Some of y'all at home might be too young, so Google Ric Flair, okay? That's who I was modeling all my wrestling off of. I was one of the baddest figure 4 leg lock chicks in the game. And then that's me doing a leg snap right there, so yeah. And so, in the midst of all that, I'm navigating right. Remember, this is still on the journey as I'm doing stunts, I'm acting. Then the stunt work starts picking up. And I want people to know, I am not a daredevil, okay? I am a stunt performer. I am a trained professional that is not afraid to say no, okay? The reason I put that on there is very important for people to know this. You're gonna be asked to do a lot of different things, the journey of your life, and you have to stand in what it is that you are comfortable with, what you agree with, what you believe in, whatever the case might be, and be okay to say, no, that's not for me, no, I can't do that. My limits, you need to know your limits. My limits are, I don't do falls over 30 feet. I'll say it again. I don't do high falls over 30 feet. So if someone calls me, which has happened, hey, I got this commercial shooting in Canada, it's a 40-foot cliff dive. They said you do falls. Great, I do, but I don't do over 30 feet. Well, it's only 10 feet more. I don't really care. I actually care to breathe and live, and my limit is 30. Simple as that. No, I don't do it. Hey, Janeisha, so we're doing this movie in San Francisco. We need you to ride a motorcycle. Oh, dang it, you had me at no, sorry. I don't do motorcycle stunts, right? So it's important you know your limit and never be persuaded by the money. I had a coordinator call me one time and said, but it's like triple scale. And I was like, but I don't care. It's my limit. My limit is no motorcycles. You know, I don't care. I think my life is worth way more than a check, right? I still want to be able to live and breathe at night, right? So you guys need to stand firm on your morals as you navigate this planet, what you believe in, and be okay with saying no, because something else is going to come and to fulfill that, right? So I navigated through the stunts. I'm working with some of the top actresses, doing some of the coolest things. This is from True Blood. I was on the last season of True Blood, Final Bite, amazing. This is, there's a picture on here from Fear the Walking Dead. Then The Double Life. So what's so cool is that people think Hollywood is so big, but it's actually really small. You'll be surprised how you keep running into the same people. This picture right here, there's me and Miss Queen Ramonda, Miss Angela Bassett. This was years before Black Panther. I worked multiple episodes of American Horror Story. This episode right here, I was doubling her where she fell in the kitchen or something. And then fast forward, she hires me to act in a scene that she's directing. So, ding, ding. Okay, yeah, so, I don't know, that always happens when I say Queen Mother. Yeah, so that is, I just want to show you guys, so you never know where the journey's gonna come and the people that you're gonna meet. You're gonna start soon, you think Hollywood's this big, and then as you elevate and navigate, it closes in, and then you're starting to work with the same people over and over and over. You know, this was years before Panther. I'm working with Queen Mother, and then come down the line, she's like, oh my God, no, you know, Queen Mother, yes. So your hard work will pay off. It took so many falls, so many no's to get to where I am today. It's gonna be the same for you guys. It might not be this smooth. It might have some ups and downs and some hurdles you gotta jump over, but your hard work will pay off. I want you guys to really understand, your hard work will pay off. Me jumping over the ropes in the wrestling ring, me getting, you know, staying up late at night, training at the gym, going in early, it's going to pay off. And it has paid off because you know what? Black Panther popped up. Black Panther popped up. I will tell you guys the story. So before I knew anything about Black Panther, there were this movie called Captain America Civil War. And Captain America Civil War is where the Black Panther was technically introduced into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, I was fighting tooth and nail to get on that movie. There were a lot of stunt women, black stunt women. I felt like all the black stunt women were on that movie, but me. And I was like, how are all the black stunt women on Black Panther and not me? You know, I just couldn't believe it. So one of my friends who was actually working on Captain America Civil War, she literally gives me a call and she says, hey, they're giving Black Panther his own movie. You need to get ready. They're gonna need people that look just like you to be fighting. They're gonna have these girls in there. She's like, I'm not gonna be able to do it. They are going to need people like you, so get ready. Immediately, I start training extra hard, picking up the Taekwondo, fighting skills. And every day, I kid you not, because she gave me the call in April of 2016 is when she gave me the call. The next day after she called me, I woke up every morning and said, thank you, God, for Black Panther. I did that every day, never missed a day. Thank you, God, for Black Panther. Thank you, God, for Black Panther. Thank you, God, for Black Panther. And sure enough, in October of 2016, I got an audition notice from Sarah Haley Finn. If you watch any of the credits of any Marvel movie, she's the only casting director. I got audition notice, and it said Untitled Marvel Project. Be prepared to have an African accent and do some kicks. I'm like, first of all, Untitled Marvel Project, African accent. Who y'all fooling? This Black Panther. But whatever, I'm prepared because my proper preparation prevented poor production. I'm ready because I got my Taekwondo skills on lock. Everything I've been working for, right? Because all my hard work is about to pay off. I'm about to get this. I was given the notice, hey, get ready. He's getting his own film. And then I got that audition from her. After I did my audition with her, I displayed some kicks in the audition because they asked for that. 2 weeks later, the stunt side hit me up. Hey, got this Untitled Marvel project. I'm like, stop, it's Black Panther. You're not kidding me. I show up, everyone's black. It's Black Panther, trust me, I get it. Get there, and they started mentioning things like, okay, cool, send us their videos, send some more videos of yourself. They put you through fighting tests, fighting choreography. They taught you a little choreography piece, and then you performed it. And then I did that, and then I sent in some additional takedown videos of me. I got with my friend Justin Polandi, who's an MMA fighter, and we went over takedowns. And all proper preparation prevents poor production, okay? Understand that, guys. I'm preparing myself for this biggest role of my life that's about to come because I know I'm gonna get it because I said it. I've been praying every day since April, and now the audition came in October. And by November 5th, I was in Atlanta auditioning in front of Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, and the rest of the Marvel executives. And by November 12th, I was in Atlanta doing Black Panther. So I just want to let y'all know your hard work does pay off. It will pay off. And with that, though, it's going to be some sacrifice. Because, hand me my bag, Danny, please. Hand me my bag. I want to show you guys this. So, hard work pays off, right? Sacrifice. Let's talk about that really quick. Sacrifice. Sacrifice is an act of giving up something valued for the sake of something else, regarded as more important or worthy, okay? So, I know I'm talking to athletes, musicians, future judges, all that. I'm speaking to all of you guys in there. There's gonna be some sacrifices you're gonna do along the way, okay? You might not be able to go to your friend's birthday party Friday night because you have early morning basketball practice or 7 a.m. football practice, okay? But is that really gonna matter when you see yourself 5 years from now playing for the Eagles? I don't think so, right? So sacrifice, you're gonna have to do it, but it will pay off. So I put this on here because it's very important that people know I almost did not take the role. After all that praying, right? I had people praying for me at my church, everybody. It was a corporate prayer, okay? People were praying for me at my church. I almost didn't take the role because they told me I was gonna have to shave my head. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna look like a boy. Oh, I don't wanna do that, I'll lose my hair. Okay, hair grows back, number one. Number two, like what my pastor told me. Because I called my pastor because it was a lot going on. He says, Jesus sacrificed it all on the cross. You mean to tell me you can't sacrifice your hair? Isn't this what you've been praying for? You've gotten the opportunity. He literally said, your sacrifice will never outweigh your reward. The things that you guys are doing right now, the sacrifice, the hard work, the extra credit, the staying late at school because you got to work on your science project, it's going to pay off. And it's gonna be so much more valuable than that small little time that you spent in the classroom or at your desk, okay? Because how much value is this hair if it's in an old, dingy, glad hefty bag. You know what I mean? Like this literally, and I saved my hair because it's part of my testimony. It was going to be made into art, but I decided there's more value than by showing people. This is what almost kept me from the biggest job of my life at that moment. My hair was about 26 inches long, down my back. And I didn't want to shave it because I thought I would look like a boy. It's crazy. So that was a journey that I had to go on. But this is what I want to show you guys, okay? This almost stopped me, you know? But this was the sacrifice. And from this came so much more than what this hair is even worth, okay? And here's a little bit of video, because everyone asks me, oh my God, do you have video of your hair being shaved? Yes, I do, and this is why I included it in here for you guys to see, okay? It's about 3 videos, but I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Oh, and I think it's very important that you guys know, when my hair got shaved, I was not made aware of it. We actually came back from our holiday hiatus, January 7th. January 6th, I was courtside at a Clippers game, okay? My hair was laid out, it was straight, I was looking good. Get to Atlanta, top of the morning, they're like, Janeisha, you gotta go in for your head shave. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, we gotta shave your head. We're getting ready to shoot the jungle scene. And I don't know if you guys remember in the first Black Panther, but there was a jungle scene. They're like, yeah, we gotta shoot this jungle scene. You're gonna double Okoye. Well, no one told you? No one told me, but clearly you're ready. I see your clippers on the table, you know? So I just wanna let you guys know, I didn't even know I was getting my head shaved that day. So here's just pictures.
Yeah.
So you guys see how
the process
beautiful my hair was? My hair grows back, and it's not about the hair. I want you guys to know that. It's not about the hair. It's what's in here that counts anyway. Yeah.
We'll cut them that
so there's that. So I had them braided into these little braids because the original plan was I was getting it made into art. I found someone that did hair art. So yeah, so we'll fast forward. So they braided it into these braids, as you guys will see. And then here's the first clip, I believe. The first cut.
That was my first one.
Yeah. And this was like 7 o'clock in the morning, January 7th.
This is my sacrifice, y'all. Jesus paid it all on the cross.
Yeah,
so
and I've never had my head shaved. I wasn't even born bald.
So
I just want y'all to know that.
About it. Like, I'm so serious.
This was the first time I had no hair on my head.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It all.
Okay, so there's that, and then I'll fast forward because then they're like, oh my God, I want to see the shave. So here's the shave. Okay. It feels weird. Okay.
This is the other part.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Never had my hair shaved before.
I think I told them that
weird.
Too. Yeah. But yeah, there it is. And
be like so on it though.
But again, your sacrifice will never outweigh your reward, because this led to this. You know, I'm first Black Panther, one of the main 8 Dora Milajes. I was the first Dora Milaje to speak off screen for the movie in a commercial. You guys saw the commercial, I had it in my reel. It was the Lexus Super Bowl commercial for Black Panther. The first Dora to ever speak outside of the movie. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Things are going to align with your mission. You just stay focused, stay true. Don't sacrifice anything. I mean, not sacrifice. Don't sacrifice your morals, what I mean. You know that there's power in saying no, but above all that, being persistent and adamant and knowing that you are destined for greatness. Seeing the bigger picture. Me shaving my head was way bigger than me looking like a boy. That was crazy. I had to, you're gonna learn some things about yourself through your sacrifices. Okay? So, thank you. Yes. Question.
How long was the recruitment process from WOW before you got a contract and was wrestling in front of crowds?
Great question. So the question was, how long was the recruitment process for WOW between the time you were recruited to when you got your contract? Okay. I was sent an audition. I showed up to the audition. I had an interview with Jeannie Buss and David McClain. I was literally offered my contract on that day. They offered me my contract the day of my audition. In the audition, they ask you about like your athletic ability, you know, how much did you know about WOW, because it was marketed as, do you want to be a superhero? And because we're called WOW superheroes. And I was offered my contract that day, and then we trained it was intense training for probably about 3 to 5 months, and then I was on tour. Yeah, but I got my contract the first day of my audition, and then 3 to 5, I was offered to be a WOW girl, my first audition, and then 3 to 5 months of intense training, I believe, and then we went straight to tour. Yes.
You speak very positively about the universe and believing in yourself to accomplish your dreams, no matter how big that they are.
Yes.
You're an advocate of nonviolence. Do you ever think negatively? Do you always see the glass as half full and not half empty?
Great question. So the question was, I speak very positive. I always talk about like the universe and speaking well of yourself and believing in yourself. And the question was, do I speak any type of negativity, and do I see the glass always as half full? I'm always speaking positive, because if I don't, then I'm doing myself a disservice. So I have to speak positive. I have to understand that greatness is going to come. I know the power of my words, and I know the power of alignment, and I know that I have to control what I hear. And so I need to hear myself say, you're great, you're gonna do it, you're gonna win. And I would encourage all of you not to hang out with people who don't speak life or encouragement to you, because you're doing yourself a disservice. I know that when I'm doing something, or if I'm engaged in something, I'm giving 110%. I'm giving all. It's never half-ass. I'm giving all. So I can always be happy of the result, because I never slacked. I always overcommitted. I always overgave. I'm always working hard to do better. You know, I will never give anyone the power to make me get off my game. You control that. You control that. So yes, I'm always speaking positive. I'm always saying 1 gig away. I'm just 1 gig away. Not, oh man, no, 1 gig away. If I get in an argument before my audition, okay, I'm gonna get this audition. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be that much in tune with yourself to know, hey, nothing can keep you off your track. Things will pop up, but you get over it. You jump. I did hurdles. So if something pops up, we're gonna get through it. I'm gonna be victorious on the other side. So yes, I do speak positivity all the time, and I encourage you to do the same, because if you're not, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Yeah.
Do you see yourself as an advocate for children? And if so, how long do you think that you'll be able to maintain that?
Great question. Okay, so the question was, do I see myself as an advocate for children, and how long will I be able to maintain it? I always see myself as an advocate for children, and I will maintain it until I go on to be with the ancestors. The reason is because children are like sponges, and they need the encouragement, the inspiration, and the motivation. And I never know what little thing I say that might spark something in them. So I'm very good at meeting people where they are. You know, some people like high energy, so I can give you high energy. Or I can relate in terms to the pop culture, right? Whether I need to relate some type of anime cartoon in there to get the point across or get the messaging to you. But I am always going to be advocating for children, because they are the future, and it's so crucial that you get the positive energy, the positive mindset, the hustle and grind in them when they're young, so that they can have it in them when they get older. Because that's the time where you can shape and cultivate and get people to be upright walking individuals in this world, you know? I just think it's very important to catch people when catch them early, right? Since we're talking about violence, drug dealers say this all the time. They try to get you when you're young. Why? Because they know if they get you when you're young, you're going to stay in that life till its end. Well, if they can get you while you're young, why I can't get you while you're young? Why can I speak good to you? Why can I encourage you? Why can I inspire you when you're 3, 4, 5 years old? If they're going to come at you with the negative stuff, because that's their mission, they want to get to you while they're young. They say it all the time. They have you on the corner selling drugs at 14. Why can I have you on the corner speaking truth, life, and encouragement at 14? So yes, I'm going to always be an advocate for the youth and the young kids until I go on and be with the ancestors and be on with Chadwick Boseman, because they need to hear the good stuff, they need to hear you're destined for greatness. They need to hear you can do whatever you want to do. They need to hear, hang around with people who speak life and encouraging words to you. Yeah, they need to hear, you can do it. You can do it. Don't say you can't. I grew up in a household where you could not say can't or hard. Eliminate those words from your vocabulary right now. There's a million words in this world. They're coming out with new ones every day. I think Webster does new words that get implemented in the dictionary. You guys, eliminate can't and hard. Figure out something else, because you can. Thank you. Yeah.
Will there be a Black Panther 3?
Well, based on the movie at the end credits, I think they said the Black Panther's returning. Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm going out. So, the question was, will there be a Black Panther 3? I'm trying to remember what the end of the movie said. I think it said the Black Panther will return, or he rises again. Okay, there you go. Yeah. I like my job, student who asked that question. So I'm going to give you what I saw at the end of the movie. Okay. Try to get me caught up in Redding. No. I got more stops to make. So yeah, but great questions. I love this. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, so again, we stopped on this picture, Black Panther, that sacrifice of me shaving my head opened many, many doors. This day, that if you guys see the guy with the apple, that is Claw, Ulysses Claw, played by Andy Serkis, who is like amazing. Oh my God, he's amazing. From Lord of the Rings, Gollum, everything, Planet of the Apes. And so I got a chance to have a very good chat with him and things like that. But this all came from me shaving my head, There, Queen Mother, Ramonda, the first picture, this is a really popular photo. The camera is on me, and then you have my director, Ryan Coogler, right there. And this was at Warrior Falls. And yeah, so I just want to say, whew, amazing. But that all came through my hard work being paid off and the sacrifice of me giving up my hair. It doesn't even get any bigger than that, and I learned so much about it. I was listening to NDIRE all the time. You are not your hair, okay? I am not my hair. It's all about what is in here that matters. It's in here that matters. It doesn't care if you're bald or kinky, straight hair, blonde, red, who cares? How you treat people. How do you feel about yourself? How well do you speak of others? That's what matters, not your hair. And that grows back. So let me tell you something else, you guys. As you navigate and start getting opportunities to do amazing things, it's very, very, very important that you give back. And so this picture is here for a variety of reasons. This is what I wore to the Black Panther world premiere, the first one. When I showed up there, first of all, what you can't see is that I'm very big in the pockets. I love things that have pockets because I'm always on my phone. The designer of this dress, it was a straight collaboration with myself and Tamara Kobus. Tamara Kobus was one of the key costumers on Black Panther, okay? She comes from 25 year background in ballet, theater, all of that. Never really given the praise that she deserves, right? Because when you think about it, a lot of fashion people that work in film and movies and stuff like that, they're kind of behind the scenes. They really don't get their faces seen, right? So I was like, wow, I'm gonna have Tamara do my dress for the Black Panther premiere. Why? Why? Because she made us all look great on camera. Why wouldn't I? That is not the time for me, I felt, to go running to Yves Saint Laurent or all these big name fashion people, Louis Vuitton, whatever. No, no, no. I didn't see any of that on Black Panther set. I saw her doing this stuff with her hands, cutting it out, sewing it. I saw manual textile labor is what I saw, and I thought it should be rewarded that night. So I contacted Tamara, and we were collaborating back and forth. And I'm Jamaican, so I wanted, and the theme was African royalty. So I said, well, I'm gonna combine African royalty with some of my Jamaican roots. She was going back and forth, getting these different swatch patterns and stuff, and we came across that. I said, oh my God, that's perfect, that's perfect. Red, green, Rasta colors, I'm here for it. And then I said, wow, we gotta complete this. I want some bangles and a neck piece, kind of just how our warriors had, if you guys can see in this picture. I contacted Tony Acosta. Tony Acosta was one of the main specialty costume jury for Black Panther. Would you guys know who he was? No, but he's doing a lot of work, and he's doing Killmonger stuff. He's doing the Dora stuff. He's doing Shuri's things. I felt that it was very important for me to highlight these two individuals when it came down for this massive world stage for the Black Panther world premiere. And that's what I did. And boy, oh boy, did it pay off. I was voted best dressed. And when I stepped foot in there, my picture was tweeted over 30,000 times within 2 minutes. What is this girl wearing? Who is she? Ah! All of that. Okay, so there's different stages in your career, you guys. Just bring somebody up with you. That's all I'm saying. Don't forget where you came from. Bring somebody up. That's how you do a lot of give back. Just bring somebody up with you. And your sacrifice will never outweigh your reward, okay? Because I keep saying this, but I want you guys to know, because you're doing homework and you feel like you're staying up late at night and you're, oh, I don't want to go to basketball practice again. I don't want to go to football practice again. Oh my God, I'm tired of playing this clarinet. Whatever, it's going to pay off. It will definitely pay off, because I was on the set of Black Panther, okay? On the set, and I get an email while I'm working saying, hey, the doors are going over to Avengers. You're like, what? I'm already working on a Marvel project, and there's another Marvel project emailing me. Avengers Infinity War. And then you find out it's not just one movie. It's two. Do you think, I'll take the live audience, round of applause, raise your hand. Do you think I would have got that if I didn't shave my dang on hair? I went and got this. I'm getting Marvel movies on fleek because I shaved my head. Because I was already prepared. I already put the work in for the athleticism involved. But the sacrifice of the hair opened the door to so many other opportunities, to where I'm doing butt photos with all the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame doubles. That's me as a Okoye double, Black Widow double, Black Panther double, Vision double, Scarlet Witch double, Falcon double. I mean, I get chills sometimes just thinking about it, because Marvel was on my vision board. And again, it's not about when it's gonna happen, you just know it's going to happen. And what came about exceeded my expectations by leaps and bounds. By leaps and bounds. And that picture on the other one is myself and Denai Guerrera, who plays the Okoye character. So not only did I double her on the first Black Panther, I went on over to Avengers Infinity War and doubled her again. And had a bigger trailer. So serious. Question? Yes.
Well, it's more of a comment.
Okay.
Your energy is just so positive. It's not just about shaving your head, even though that was such a huge sacrifice.
Yeah.
The minute someone comes into a room and meets you, they feel your positive energy. And thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Oh.
We're so happy that you came.
Oh, thank you. No, thanks for Thanks for having me. Yeah. Thank you. I received that. Thank you. Yes.
So you are so accomplished. And again, thank you on behalf of Reading High School for being
Yes.
with us today. Has there ever been a time, because our primary audience today are our high school students.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time during your junior high or high school days
Yes.
that you just felt so low, so down, before you acquired all these other skills and ability to speak so positively?
Yeah.
How did you pull yourself up from that? And trust. What about trust?
Yes.
Trusting your peers.
Okay, so great question. So the question was there ever a time in my middle, elementary, high school time where I felt down, and how did I pull myself up? And the other part of the question was about trust. So immediately when you asked that question, I thought about when I did not win the spelling bee. I got second place of it was the district spelling bee. And so, great question. So I'm super smart in school, mathathon every year, placing in the mathathon. I was the winner of the oratorical contest, like all these things. Like I'm just a great student, just always doing it. You know, as I was in first, second grade, I would finish my work early to the point where my mom and the teacher made an agreement to start giving me extra work so that I didn't disrupt my classmates because I would finish my work. I was that student. So we have the district spelling bee. So there was 9 schools in my area, right? So I had to beat all the people at my school, which I did, I won. And then I had to beat this next round of schools, beat them. Then we had the huge district spelling bee. And I just knew I was gonna win. I just knew it. They gave me the word rendezvous, RENDEZVOUS, bam, got it. They gave this other, they gave the other girl, what word did she give her? They gave her like super easy, where you knew every pronunciation of the letter. I'm like, rendezvous, I mean, ask an adult to spell rendezvous. You know, I'm reciting words, you know, letters that you don't even know. So I spell rendezvous, got it. She gets a super easy word, and I'm like, okay, well, they're giving her that easy word. I know my next word is easy. No, they gave me, oh my God. It'll come to me later. Whatever the word they gave to me, I missed it. I missed the word. I literally missed the word. And so because I missed the word, she then had to spell the word. And she actually spelled it right. I'm like, she got the word. I got the most difficult word on planet Earth. I missed it, and then she spelled it right after getting the easy word. Oh my God, I was lit, okay? I was livid, I was so upset. They just gave me rendezvous. Like, if I'm gonna go out on a word, it should be rendezvous. So I was just so upset with myself and disappointed, and I was like, this is not okay. This is not okay. And I said, you know what, Janeisha? It's okay. You already beat out all of the other words. That one word cannot negate the work that you put in just to get there. I literally had to have like a talk with myself. Obviously my mom and stuff was involved. That's what they're gonna do. Parents are gonna like, but it was beyond that. It was like, how do I get myself out of this funk? And I literally had to tell myself, you worked really hard to get on that stage. Don't mess up everything that you worked for just over that one word. This is one grade. You can go on and win the next year. It's gonna make you better at the end of the day, but just don't dwell on that one thing because there's so much more that I'm going to accomplish. Because I literally was going to go crazy. Because I'm like, I could not get past the fact that how did I mess up on the easy word, but then I spelled the hard word. And then I flipped it on myself. I said, you know what? You always do really good against the challenges. Rendezvous was a challenge and you nailed it. For whatever reason, that little easy word tripped you off your game, but it's okay. You're gonna have another rendezvous and you're gonna accomplish that again. So I kind of like flipped it on me because I was like, how do I mess up on the easy word and the hard word? I was like, because you're a warrior. you're worried. You're gonna win. I can't even tell you where the other girl is that beat me on that spelling bee. But she didn't beat me no more. She did not beat me anymore. I won the next spelling bee, let me tell you. That made me go back to the drawing board harder. I kid you not. So when you get hit with something that you just know you're supposed to, I mean, you couldn't have told me that I wasn't gonna leave out of there with that first place trophy. But it just makes you go back to the drawing board and you go in harder and you grind harder and longer, and you just know that that will never happen again. And I tell you this, I did not lose another spelling bee. I did not lose another spelling bee. Did I answer the question? Okay, and then the thing about trust is how I deal with trust with my peers. I think that was the question. Like if I'm in high school, okay, yeah. Trust is very important. I think what also goes along with trust is communication. So the freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors that I'm talking to, communicate with your peers, your friends, and you're gonna get this is what we do in sign language, this like instinct, this feeling. You know, trust your instincts, right? Because you need to be able to trust yourself before you can trust somebody else. So really trust your instincts, trust what is that person or your peer doing or adding to your life. Are they a good friend? How do you feel when you're with these people, right? Because some of you might be hanging out with friends because you're scared to not be their friend. Well, that's not a friend, right? So if you're hanging with people that you can't authentically be yourself, if you can't trust yourself enough to be the authentic you, then maybe you need to have maybe you need to have some type of dialogue and conversation with yourself. And you can also have a dialogue and conversation with your peers. Because if they love you enough and if they're your friend, they will be able to talk to you. Oh, no, girl, it's not like that or whatever. You might call them out on something. You might check them on something, right? But I think it's very important that you trust yourself. If you know someone's not treating you right, then believe that. Trust that you know what's good for you. And disengage, because that's not how you're going to get to your path of success. Having people that you don't trust around you, okay? But if there are people that are good to you, if you have really good friends that uplift you and you guys laugh and chit chat all the time, let them know that too. It's so funny that we're so quick to communicate the bad things to people, but we also gotta let the people know who are doing good in our life. So if you have friends that are actually good friends to you, let them know, hey girl, oh, I'm so glad you're my friend. I'm so glad we're friends. Oh, you keep me grounded. Or let them know that too. There's no reason why we can't give compliments the same way hey, I don't like what you did. Don't do that. You know, being able to have that communication with your friends because they're going to respect you. Yeah. So did that answer your question? Okay. Yes. Yes.
A student says, I'm a straight A honors student and just got invited into the National Honor Society. But I feel
that's so awesome.
But I feel like school is starting to weigh on me and that I'm forced to keep up with the smart image people who see me, and I don't know how much more of this I can take before I just start slacking off and stop doing work and fail. What can I do to be less stressed with school and actually be happy doing school?
That's a great question. So this particular student that asked the question has been accepted to the National Honor Society, which is amazing, and they're wondering how much more they can take because it's starting to weigh on them. I guess like the pressures of what that comes with. And I want to tell you this, it's not by accident that you got accepted to the National Honor Society. That took a lot of work. That is an honor that is not given to a lot of people. So kudos to you on that. Know that that took a lot of hard work, and we talked about that in very early slides. You're doing a lot of things right. The fact that you got accepted, like I want you to understand, you got accepted to the National Honor Society. That is absolutely amazing. And it might feel a little overwhelming because that comes with a lot of responsibility, the looks, the gravitas of it all. I want to say, don't give up on whatever it is you want to do. I think you can also look into areas that interest you. There's no reason why you're not able to fully live out this honor that you're given and still explore the options that really interest you. Because it sounds like you're so caught up in the National Honor Society and the work in school that you have forgotten what really interests you, what really gets you going and motivated. And I think you just need to figure that out, because it sounds like you're not sure what it is that you want to do, or maybe you know what it is you want to do and you're scared that it might interfere with this National Honor Society. But I want you to know that you can do both, and it's just a thing about balancing. You know, maybe you do your homework and you work on the National Honor Society and all the different homeworks you have, and then maybe you take like a 10-minute break, and whatever that interest is that you like, maybe it be art or coloring or anime, whatever that is, take a little break. It doesn't sound like you're taking a lot of breaks. It sounds like you're just going hard, which is great, but not so great. You got to give yourself balance, and you have to reward yourself. So I want you to reward yourself for being accepted, whatever that is. Maybe you go get some ice cream, maybe you take a break, maybe you watch one of your favorite shows and just laugh, okay? I'm very fortunate that I have friends and we celebrate our wins. It doesn't sound like you've celebrated your win yet, because being a part of the National Honor Society is a huge win. And so I'm celebrating your win for you. I want you to celebrate your win for you. And then just have a freaking woosah, okay? Just woosah. And figure out what it is that really gets your engine revving, that really gets you going. Because you can carry that National Honor Society title and badge with you wherever you go. Like my Emmy nomination is gonna go with me wherever I go. If I stop doing acting and stunts today, it does not take away from my Emmy nomination. Once you do the National Honor Society and you stop or whatever, it does not take away from the fact that you were accepted to the National Honor Society. Does that make sense? Thank you. Awesome. And we're almost done too. Okay, so along the way, doing this, more pictures, right? This is the opportunities that I was given, working with some of the best people. And then right before Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I was doing Falcon and Winter Soldier, and that's when my character got her name. So I say, will the real Nomble please stand up, okay? Because that was when my character's name was given to me in Falcon and Winter Soldier, which carried on over to me in Wakanda Forever. And Nomble means beauty, and I think it was perfect. So, and then here.
Release him to us now.
Hi, John Walker. Captain America. Well, let's put down the pointy sticks, and we can talk this through, huh?
Hey, John, take it easy. You might want to fight Bucky before you tangle with the Dora Milaje.
The Dora Milaje don't have jurisdiction here.
The Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever the Dora Milaje find themselves to be.
Okay. Look, I think we got off on the wrong foot. We should
do something.
Looking strong, John.
Bucky?
Kyle. Kyle, let's talk about this.
So I just want to say that never ever has anyone thrown their spear at Captain America, and that was freaking awesome. But again, all from the sacrifice, head shave, and the opportunities, and knowing that my sacrifice will never outweigh my reward. I was given a name, so I'm an actual character name. I was always a character, and I'm on the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie poster. I've made super important decisions like this one right here, where I wanted to honor Chadwick at the Black Panther premiere. So I showed up in full body paint. Again, I say always bring someone up. I did not want to go to that premiere and not honor the guy that we just did a sequel without. And so I thought it was very important that I did that. So from that, again, honoring him, trended 3.5 weeks straight, interviews by everyone and their mama, Teen Vogue, Yahoo, Pop Sugar, Deadline, Vogue. And yeah, so just know that you guys always remember where you've come from, bring somebody up. And this is one of my final slides. We out. So the sky is not the limit because the sky is way too low, okay? The sky is not the limit because the sky is way too low. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So, thank you. I hope that inspired, encouraged, and motivated somebody out there, Reading.